Hi class, welcome to week 6. This is our final week of the course. Hope it's moved pretty fast for you because it has for me. The 6 weeks passed by pretty fast. So again, this is our final week. I'm going to talk about some of the timelines later in the discussion. But this week we're going to talk about our final topic is the male and the female reproductive system. So the reproductive system in general, its function is to produce, nurture, transport the ovum and the sperm, and it's also there to secrete hormones. The male and the female reproductive system, as a side note, is the only system that works on hormones. Hormones is what generate the male and the female reproductive system, so just remember that. Some of the primary reproductive organs, you have the gonads, which there are male and female. So the male gonads are the testes, the female gonads are the ovaries, and then you have the gametes. Gametes are only for the male sperm. And also the female is the eggs themselves. All right, we'll start off with the male reproductive system first. So its function is to produce, nurture, and transport sperm, deposit sperm within the female reproductive tract, and secrete hormones. Some of the structures that are involved in the male reproductive system, you have the testes, you have the genital ducts, there's accessory glands also that a lot of the hormones come from, and you have the external genitalia. So the testes and testicles consist of the scrotum, the cremaster muscle, the lumboids. Those are the ones that tubes where the sperm is actually produced, and you have the interstitial cells. So the testes make both sperm, and they also generate progesterone, which is one of the hormones that is required for the sperm to generate and to mature. The sperm moves through the testes, through the epiphysis, and then follow down the genital tract. Now, one of the primary purposes also is that the male produces, of the 46 chromosomes, male produces 23 and female produces the other 23. Talking about the sperm has a head, it has acrosome, it has a body, which is the mitochondria, and also the tail, which is the flagellum, which allows it to be able to pass through the tract. One good thing you need to know is that at fertilization, only the head of the sperm can penetrate the ovum, because that's where all the genetic information is, inside the head. Next thing, you have those genitalia ducts, the pathway. So the sperm matures and gathers nutrients and volume and forms from the testes to the urethra. You have 2 epithelius, there's 2 vas deferens, there's 2 ejaculatory ducts, and there's 1 urethra. In your external genitalia consists of the scrotum, which contains the testes. You have the penis, which is the organ of intercourse. The penis itself has a shaft. You have the glans, demus. You also have the uterine meatus, which is located right in the center. And you have the pubis, which is that foreskin that comes over the penis itself. The male sexual response, what happens first is blood goes into the penis to allow it to get erect. Emission is the movement of the semen through the ducts. Ejaculation is the expulsion of the semen throughout the urethra. Orgasm is the pleasurable sensation at the height of sexual stimulation. And then the sexual, you have that particular sexual response is on an autonomic control. Remember, so autonomic means that it's automatic. The ejection is primarily controlled by the parasympathetic system. We talked about that earlier. And the emission itself is controlled by the sympathetic system. So ejaculation results of the contraction of the skeletal muscles at the base of the erectile penis. And then the ejaculation itself, as I said earlier, is on autonomic control. That hormone, progesterone, its effects is for the development of the sperm itself. It also has the primary sex characteristics, which it enlarges the penis and the testicles. It also has a secondary sex characteristics, which means it allows for the hair growth to increase. The voice of the male deepens. The skin thickens. And how you want to say it? Progesterone makes a male physique, so progesterone makes a male look like a male. All right. Next, we're going to talk about the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system's roles: it produces eggs, it secretes hormones. As I said, remember, hormones are the most important part of the male and female reproductive system. It nurtures and protects and develops the babies during that 9 months. The gonads, or the ovaries, the gametes, or the ovia. The ovaries itself, their function is for mitosis, which reduces the chromosomes down from 46 to 23. So remember, 23 from the male, 23 from the female. The ovarian hormones, that hormone is considered estrogen. It produces the maturation of the eggs. It basically makes in its secondary characteristics, we talk about a male, it makes a female look like a female. It's also there for fat distribution. It also widens the pelvis for birth, menstruation, and it also closes up the epithelial seal along the long bones so that for growth purposes. The ovarian hormone is called progesterone. It works with estrogen in order to control the menstrual cycle. It also maintains pregnancy. It propels the breast milk for pregnancy also. Next, you have the genital tract, which consists of fallopian tubes, the uterus, and the vagina. The external genitalia, or lavovia, the labia minora and major, the pons pubis, the clitoris, and the vestibule. Like the penis, the clitoris contains some type of erectile tissue. Okay. During the reproductive cycles, the purpose is for the mature of the egg monthly for fertilization. In pregnancy, 39 weeks typically pregnancy is, or 9 months, is typically divided up into 2 trimesters. Labor and birth of the baby, there's forceful contractions that expel the fetus through the uterus. The hormones, there's 4 hormones that are involved, okay? One is progesterone, which quiets the uterine contractions before labor. Estrogen synthesizes the urine and then works into oxytocin, which oxytocin stimulates the contraction. And then you have prostaglandin, which initiates the uterine contraction. So one lowers the contractions and one raises the contractions. So remember, hormones is what the whole reproductive system is based on. As far as the baby goes, or the development stages of a person's life, the neonatal period is typically from birth to 4 months. Infancy is from 2 to 12 months. Childhood is from second year to puberty. Adolescence is from puberty to adulthood. Adulthood is from adolescence to old age. And then you have old age to death, which is the science stage. And that's about it for both systems. Okay. Real quickly, we're going to go over the details. One thing to note about this week, it's going to be much shorter than your previous weeks. So our week starts today on Monday and it ends on Friday. So the last day of the course is this Friday. Okay. And the course ends at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time on Friday. All of your assignments need to be submitted by then. There's no exceptions, okay? Our course format remains the same. Submit your worksheet, submit all your assignments in the correct form that's asked, Word. If it asks for a rendition, you can draw the rendition and take a picture and submit that. But that's the only time pictures can be submitted. Discussion boards, make sure it's substantive and clear, especially response posts. Make sure you ask open-ended questions. Tutoring sessions will also be this week. You have the main tutoring session for the course posted, but as recordings come up, I will post those recordings for your review if you need help. Late policy still into effect. read the late policy. I posted it into the announcement so you'll know exactly what it is. The biggest thing is to make sure that all of your assignments are posted by this Friday by 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. My office hours are Monday from 5 to 6 Central Standard Time. I'll take each one in as an as-needed basis. So once I see one person, just sit in the waiting room, and then I'll let you in. And if you have any questions, I will make sure I address all of your questions before I go on to the next person. All right. Overall, it's been great being your instructor. You guys have done really well. Continue. I'm really proud of you. Continue at your pace. For those of you who will be graduating, kudos to you guys. For those of you who are going to keep going, just keep chopping it. I know you'll do well. All right? Everyone have a great time. Enjoy the rest of your time off if you're having time off. Everyone have a great one. Hopefully I'll see you in one of my other classes. Everyone take care. Bye-bye.